banana. Little sweaty, little gross.
like a threat. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a threat. It's a bet. Yeah. Let's go. Blowing again. From. Whoa. Yeah. Making a killing. Oh yeah. In respect. It's a check. Nothing less. Oh yeah. I'm a threat. Yeah. It's a bet.
again, my friends. I just finished my cardio for the day. It's the next day from yesterday that you guys saw out here in my garage gym. A little sweaty, little gross, but I wanted to talk about the difference between lifestyle and bodybuilding. I'm not gonna talk as much about the food and more about the schedule, which sounds pretty freaking crazy because a lot of people think that if you are competing versus if you are a lifestyle client or you're just trying to live a healthy lifestyle, that the food is gonna change drastically, but it really doesn't. The portion sizes for me change. They get a little bit smaller once I get into a little bit lower of a deficit. Because for me, when I'm just living a healthy lifestyle and training the way my body feels good and eating in a surplus to grow a little bit, I eat the same foods that I do when I'm on prep. I don't really change anything up, and you guys can check out some of my other YouTube videos. I've done a ton of full day eatings. Check me out on TikTok. I do a full day eating every single week on there so that you guys can see the types of foods that I eat if you're interested in that. But when it comes to the routine difference of a lifestyle and bodybuilding, let's start with the lifestyle. It's more relaxed because I am a lifestyle coach. I coach women through their fat loss and muscular growth journey. I've been doing it since 2015. End of 2015, early 2016. Absolutely love it. I do this full time. I've been doing it full time for the past 4 years. Literally my favorite thing to do on this planet Earth is to coach women through their health and fitness journey, because my literal mission, which I write down every single day, is to help women create generational health for their families. Because really think about it, not to get into a tangent, but really think about it, the majority of your eating patterns, your activity patterns, your mental state has been taught to you, right? You've been taught how to act, how to react, how to show up, all of that good stuff in the world. So what I like to do is tell these girls, you have a clean slate. You get to rewrite your story. This is the time you rewrite your story. And sorry for the music in the background. I actually might go turn that off because it's a little crazy. Anyway, I pretty much tell them they can rewrite their story. Pretend this is a clean slate. You are relearning eating patterns, you're relearning about your body, you're learning about your intuition from a place of what they want to create, not what the outer world wants them to create, not what their moms, brothers, sisters, cousins told them that they should be doing with their life, but clean slate, what do you actually want to create in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships? And I dive into more relationships and wealth in my upper level programs, but in my lower level one-on-one programs, we 100% focus on the health aspect of things, and I let them pretty much rewrite their story. What do you want it to look like? Because so many women feel like, well, because my entire family is overweight, I'm just gonna be overweight for the rest of my life. And that's not inherently true. You get to choose what you want, and I can help you create that, which is what I love so much about my job, is I take these women who genuinely thought that they were stuck forever and that they didn't have a choice, and I just gave them the permission. I said, yes, you do have a choice. Here you go, rewrite your story. So I think that that's just so freaking cool. And if you guys ever want to work with me, my links are always in the description, or you can shoot me a DM on IG at any time. I reply the quickest on Instagram. I'm normally on there for the majority of my day. And Facebook and Instagram, those are two good ones to reach out to me if you guys ever need support around your personal journey. But when it comes to a lifestyle, I like to explain to people, which seems pretty taboo in the health and fitness industry, that no foods are off limits. They can eat whatever they want as long as they hit their numbers. They hit their macros, they hit their calories, because at the end of the day, weight loss is actually really freaking simple. It's not easy, but it is simple if you have the right strategy, and it's a lot more simple than people make it out to be. So I try to teach these women how to create balance in their life, to where, of course, cook the majority of your own meals, you know, try your best not to go out to eat for every single meal, have some intentionality around the food you're consuming, start listening to your body, the way it acts and reacts to food. So pretty much the basics of building an intuition around food without the feeling of restriction. So that's number one when it comes to food, but I'm not gonna deep dive into the types of foods that I eat or anything like that. You guys can check out my other videos for that. Number two, when it comes to routine, we pretty much see, okay, what does your life currently look like and how can we fit fitness into your life? Not how can fitness be the center of attention at all fucking times and take over your life and you get burnt out and then you fucking rebound. It happens time and time again. People start a health and fitness journey, they do hours and hours of cardio to start off. They're like, I'm going in, I'm going crazy. And they start to go on runs every day for 2 hours a day. And then they lift and they do all the things. And it was like, they went from doing nothing to now this crazy extreme of doing literally everything and over obsessing. And what happens is as time goes on, they get burnt out, they get exhausted, and they crash. And then they rebound again and gain all the weight back. And they yo-yo diet over and over and over again because they're going from this extreme to this extreme so freaking quick. So I always tell my girls, let's create gradual routine changes. Things like, instead of waking up, oh, I normally wake up at 10 a.m. Now I'm gonna force myself to wake up at 4 a.m. Like, don't do that. If you normally wake up at 10 a.m. and your goal is to get up earlier, now wake up at 9:30 for the next 2 weeks. And then wake up at 8:30 for the next 2 weeks after that. And then wake up at 7, like gradually make these changes so it's so much easier for you to ease into that and for your body to adapt to what you're doing. So things like drinking more water, starting to implement walking. All of my clients, including myself, the extent of cardio we do is walking. That is it, because that cardio is the most efficient cardio to retain lean muscle mass and lose fat and to actually do long term. Running every single day, not fucking realistic unless you're genuinely a runner, which fucking I'm not, and the majority of people are fucking not. It's also horrible for your joints, especially if you're running on asphalt, but walking, everyone can walk. So it's just implementing small little routine changes throughout the week and throughout your journey with me to start teaching you how to identify with health and fitness, because the majority of people don't even identify with being a healthy person. Like, I'm just not the type of person that takes care of their health. I'm not the type of person that works out. I'm not this, I'm not that. And they don't identify with it. And so what we want to do is make these minor routine changes so you don't even realize that you're doing it, and then you slowly start to identify it unconsciously, and then it just becomes a habit, it becomes a part of your life. Now that is lifestyle. It's pretty low key, it's pretty much just listening to your intuition, listening to your body, fitting health and fitness into your life in a sustainable long-term way. That's my jam, fucking love it. It's literally down to a science. People make it so like it's this like do or die thing. It's really not that fucking serious. Go for your walks, drink your water, eat the fucking protein, and move on with your life. People make it so fucking crazy for no reason. Anyway, when it comes to bodybuilding, when you are in prep, even when you're in an off season, because that's still bodybuilding. Remember, it's called bodybuilding, not body shredding, right? You have to remember that. So off season is a bodybuilding season for you. You're still bodybuilding. Like, that's literally what you're doing in off season. It's a point of off season. Is everything has to be calculated to a T. There is no fuck up days. There is no I didn't feel like it. There is no I didn't have time. There is no I wanted to go to this wedding and drink and hang out with friends and do the whole thing. And I'm actually going to do a live and do another video on this with my friend JoJo, and I'll link her stuff somewhere here. She's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. But I'm actually gonna fly out to Florida and do a video collab with her about this and deep dive in. But bodybuilding, when you are in a prep, you're in a fucking prep. Everything else in your life comes second, which sounds crazy, especially for these women, and I don't know how they do it. They have kids and are prepping for these shows. That's literally insane. I don't know how they're doing that, because it's so fucking difficult even for me, and I just have dogs and a husband to juggle it all and a business. So when it comes to bodybuilding, there is, and the routine around it, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. There just is. You wake up, you do the cardio, you drink the water, you take the supplements, you eat the food, you track to a T, you do what needs to get done. Now, I feel as if I do it in a more realistic, sustainable way to where I don't restrict myself. All foods are on the same playing field. But when you get down to that point where you're 8% body fat, you are mentally and physically just fucking exhausted. And it's so difficult for you to even function in real life. And you have to fit everything in. And so I'm also gonna make an entire YouTube video about the amount of time per day it takes to prep every single day. We're gonna talk about the finances and all that stuff, so don't forget to subscribe, click on that little bell so that you don't miss any of those video updates. But that is the biggest difference, is lifestyle is a little bit more lenient. It's more about building your intuition around food and starting to actually create a routine in your life through walking, doing your workouts, all that good stuff. And then bodybuilding is strict to the point. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You make that shit happen. So that's why we're the 1%. But like I said, I'm gonna do a whole video on it. So thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel, being a part of my journey. Super excited for the next couple videos coming up. So again, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.